What's up, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of the Game of the Week show. I am your host, Matt Southwell, and joining me this week, as always, Ashley Dye and Dan Gilbert.
Gents.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm very excited for today's episode because we've got lots of Star Wars chat to talk about for all of you. There was the big reveal, which we will get into in just a minute. Live long and prosper, I believe they say.
That's Star Trek.
Yeah. It's the same thing, eh? And now we've lost everyone. I'm joking, of course. But just before we get into the news, very quickly, for anyone that hasn't checked our show for the first time, and if you are a Star Wars fan, well, most knowing you've probably already left. But this is a weekly show that the three of us do where we talk about the latest news topics in the video game industry. We'll then also go through the game releases for that week before picking our favourite game of the week. So, guys, as I just said, Star Wars was the big news this week. We've got Star Wars Celebration going on. All of the Star Wars fans being very happy. We had the Force Awakens trailer, which looked awesome. But we're here to talk about Battlefront, the new game coming out. We now have lots of details. You know what I mean?
Yeah, fine, mate.
Am I boring you?
No.
Well, we've got... Do you want to just read it? I suppose that's the problem when I give you the notes. It's like, you don't care. I've got it in front of me. So it's being released on November the 17th in the US, November 20th in Europe, on PS4, Xbox One and PC. Xbox One will get it a week earlier through EA Access. So let's just digest that a little bit first. What do you think about Xbox getting it first, Nash?
It's pretty good because I've got an Xbox, so it's good. Dan?
Yeah.
We haven't even registered on the clock. And that wasn't actually meant as a joke, but like, obviously a lot of people are getting really angry now at EA for giving an Xbox for giving all these preferential treatments because it happened with Battlefield.
It's not EA's fault.
It's not EA's fault. You know,
I think I'd probably. I mean, I tend to get if the games are on PS4 and Xbox One, I normally would prefer to have it on the PS4. Yeah. So I probably will wait.
It's a week.
It's a week. It's a trial. You know, it'll be what do we get? 7 hours of hardline.
Yeah.
It'll probably be the same for this. It's not going to be the full game because it's not out for release. It's a trial.
If anything, it's going to be that week will be the tester week. Find anything that may or may not be a bug,
so they can quickly patch it.
So the PS4 users get a perfectly good game.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see about that. If they notice anything a week before release, I think that's a bit too late to do anything about. But, so yeah, that's the first bit of news. November, in the diaries. Hopefully November won't be quite as crazy as last year, because there was quite a few games dropping in November.
It was pretty bad, wasn't it?
It is the crazy month.
Mm-hmm.
But we're starting to get dates. The second big thing, other than the release date and the Xbox One early timed exclusive, was that this isn't going to have a campaign, which was a bit upsetting.
Disappointing.
Very disappointing. They're focusing on the multiplayer, as they've done with Titanfall and Evolve. But there will be some separate missions that you can do, either single or co-op online, together or whatever. But
the way I read it described as it sort of was basically meant to function in a similar way to like the Spec Ops missions in like Call of Duty games.
Yeah.
So like those are 2-player, I think. Sort of like co-op missions.
It's the reason they say that they don't want to give a campaign is because they wanted to stay true to the battles in the original trilogy, which I can kind of understand, but they could have still put a campaign in, you know, even if it's just 5 hours.
Yeah.
You know, and say, okay, look, it's not going to be long. We know we're emphasising on, but the bar is high. I think the bar is set quite high in terms of a lot of gamers now want decent content for their buck. You know, they don't want to just, you know, all of a sudden this puts so much pressure on the multiplayer. It has to, you know, this has to basically rival Call of Duty, because Call of Duty also gives you the campaign as well, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll get Star Wars fans that will play it no matter what content it is. But this immediately made me from being really excited to kind of lowering my expectations a bit, because I'm not a big multiplayer fan.
Same for me. I must admit, I've been really pumped up for this game for a good few months, and I think reading this just sort of made me sort of... it was a bit... I'm still excited for the game. The game still looks, I think, like it's going to be really good, and I think, you know, the multiplayer is you know, if they got the single and the co-op missions in there, I think it will help. But I'm like you, I'm not a big fan of the sort of open world multiplayer, everybody in there.
I mean,
we'll see.
Yeah, we knew that was always going to be a big part of it, because ever since the first one, this has basically just been Battlefield but Star Wars. That's you know, they've even got similar names. But the second Battlefront did have a campaign, so this is you could say is a step back. But I don't know. I mean, you said it looks very good. Obviously, that trailer. How good was the trailer as well?
Amazing.
Yes.
And like, in terms of like a reveal trailer, it's probably one of the best I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
It gets you really excited. It looks gorgeous. It shows off, you know, everything that you want to see from the Star Wars trailer. You know,
Dumped in the obligatory Darth Vader appearance.
Of course. He's got to be there.
And I like that they've showed different. You've got the woods scene, you've got the through the valleys, you've got the snow scene, you've got every aspect of the story there. All the real iconic settings of what you'd expect for Star Wars. So I'm still really excited for this game. I mean, it still looks amazing. You know, I mean, it's got an amazing soundtrack, so you know, put that with it. If you put that soundtrack over any video, it just makes you think even more about it.
Do you think the soundtrack's getting a bit old? Come on, it's been 40 years now.
Never. That's fine. Never going to get old.
I know, it's just one of those songs that's just... It's got to be the easiest soundtrack for a game ever, because it's like, well, we've already got the soundtrack. We can't... There's no point making anything else, because everyone just wants that one song.
Yeah.
Rounding out the reveal news as well is we've also... You mentioned Darth Vader. Mm-hmm. He will be a playable character in the game, which people will be very happy about. Boba Fett's also playable, which is cool, and I'm sure there's going to be lots more playable characters, but those are just a couple that have been confirmed. And a month after the release, or not even, December 8th, we're going to get some free DLC, which is a nice surprise because companies never give anything away for free anymore. But it will be taking place on the desert planet that we basically first saw in the initial trailer for The Force Awakens.
Okay.
So obviously the original game's focusing on the original trilogy, but maybe DLC is going to kind of focus more, kind of coincide with the new film, because that drops 2 weeks after the film.
Yeah.
So
I think that because that's going in the game, that's maybe why they're not doing a proper single player campaign, because they're not trying to muddy the new expanded universe or whatever.
Yeah, but there's not going to be a campaign in that either, is there?
No. But my point is, as in like between the film stuff, they don't want to be introducing new characters into something which has essentially been hard reset anyway for the film.
Yeah, I see your point.
Maybe like the people in charge of Star Wars these days have just said no. At the moment, we're not expanding anything until this film is out.
Quite possibly.
So we don't want named characters for people to suddenly latch onto.
But they could have still done a campaign based on the original trilogy. I mean, everyone loves that trilogy. We could have just played it basically scene for scene, and people would have been happy.
Yeah, but the problem is, if you actually look at the films themselves, there's not actually that much material for you to play as an unnamed soldier.
Because you don't want to play it.
They've also said none of this is going to take place in space at the moment. Like anything to do with like the fighters and so on, like TIE Fighter, X-Wing, whatever.
It'll be on the planets.
It's still going to be in the sky.
Yeah.
So if you look at it, you've only got actual 2 land battles that the rebels soldiers themselves take place in.
Yeah, I think there's 3
got
planets.
Hoth and then like Endor.
Yeah.
So there's not really much to actually work with.
I don't know.
So maybe that's why they just looked at it and gone, there's not enough source material for us to actually make something plausible. But
that's a good point. That is a good point.
Because like I said, they killed all the expanded universe stuff.
Yeah, everything not
which
canon.
They could have drawn on.
That's true.
To actually sort of like
another thing I would say as well is we've obviously got, just thinking you talking about that expanded universe, I think we've got Amy Hennig, obviously previously of Naughty Dog. She's working on a Star Wars game right now, not this game. So maybe they want to focus that game to be the story game. And
possibly.
This is the multiplayer game.
I think this is the start of something quite big, possibly.
Well, Star Wars has always been huge.
No, but in terms of the gaming, I mean, if we look at the Star Wars games, I mean, I'm a big fan of the Star Wars games that were on the previous gen. And I really like them, although they were nothing like, they didn't mirror the story whatsoever,
No. Yeah.
but they were still enjoyable games. You know, just to have the lightsabers and all of the same sort of enemies and things. It was good.
Yeah.
But I think this is really the next step for Star Wars on the gaming centre to really take centre stage.
I'm excited, and we'll have a lot more chat about it as we get nearer to the release. We could keep talking, but we don't want to be here all day for you guys, I'm sure. So we'll move on now to another game that's coming in fall 2015 and was announced this week, Guitar Hero Live. Now, we heard about a month ago that Rock Band 4 was coming. We had rumours that Guitar Hero was coming back, and as soon as Rock Band was confirmed, I think it was inevitable that Guitar Hero is going to be confirmed.
If one was coming back, the other one had to.
Yeah.
If Activision could smell money, they will be there.
Yeah.
It's like, did someone say dollar signs?
It's like popping his head up over the mound. But what I will say, credit to them, is that this one doesn't appear to be just a rehash of previous Guitar Heroes.
Yeah.
It's coming to all the consoles: Xbox One, PS4, 360, PC, PS3, and possibly even mobile devices as well. Which I'm not quite sure how that's going to work, but we'll see. Pricing is 100.
Plugging the guitar.
I know, that's what I want. Well, I guess it's just they'll be on the touchscreen. But the big design change is the guitar. Now we don't have the 5 coloured buttons. It's now 2 rows of 3, white and black, which you said obviously helps with the making kind of chord shapes and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's basically, they've got like the interface is now 3 rows, and each row is one area of the fretboard, and then black and white is either the top row or the bottom row, and it's designed basically to put in chord shapes as you're playing. It's how I've read it anyway.
Yeah, I mean,
which makes playing the guitar look a little bit more and feel a little bit more realistic
for
people.
Yeah, it looks more like a guitar.
So people stop thinking I can play the guitar because I can go red, blue, yellow, green.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think it looks like it would play more like a guitar, and you have more guitar shapes now because you obviously have the depth field. I'm excited about it, but it's different. And also we should add that it's a first person game now, so you are the face, you're in the guitar's kind of outlook, and you look over the stage, and it's not cartoony anymore either. They've got ultra realistic FMV sequences. They're back.
Yeah.
Such a big thing in the 90s and now back, but obviously looking a little bit better. So Ash, what do you? This is from the guys that made DJ Hero, which I know you're a big fan of.
Massive fan of DJ Hero, and I never ever got into Rock Band or Guitar Hero. I could never get to grips with it. I've never played the guitar, so it was always something that didn't really appeal to me. And even when I sort of played around with it, I just found it awkward and I was rubbish at it, so I just gave up. But I like the way that they've not tried to tidy up or just introduce some new music for another game that was based on the last one. I like that they've gone in with a fresh mind and they've done it just with a blank canvas, and they've done new format, they've done new guitar, they've done new everything, and it's a completely different game.
Yeah, well, it's good now as well. Like you said, we can now potentially live in a world where you don't have to choose Rock Band or Guitar Hero, because they now offer 2 completely different experiences. Rock Band is the whole band still, and it's still on the basis of the colours, like the 5 colours, whereas this is guitar only, and like you said, different. So there is now justification for you to buy both, rather than because they're different.
Which I'm sure is what they're going for.
Exactly. I mean, I'm pleasantly surprised that they've taken this risk, because they could have just re-released the old ones. Whether or not it's going to pay off, I don't know, because I like the idea of it kind of being like a real, like you're really on stage and the crowd all looks real, and it was filmed with real kind of actors and stuff, but there must be only so many captures they can do.
Yeah.
Animations on screen, you can do hundreds and hundreds, but with real actors, there's only so much time you can have filming.
You're only going to have X amount of positive vibe footage from the crowd and negative vibe from the crowd, and it might get a little bit monotonous.
It's possible, but at the same time, I don't know if you've ever played, from your DJ Hero experience, how often were you aware of what was going on other than the actual track running? Because when the track's running, you're just focused on, you're not actually seeing what's behind the screen.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So
Yeah, no, that's a good point. You don't really pay that much attention to it when you're actually playing the game because you're so focused on pressing the right buttons at the right time.
But it might be slightly different this time because you're looking out rather than at yourself.
That's
which
true.
is what happened in from what I remember the old ones.
Yeah.
And so on, and you have the track running down one side as a separate thing.
Yeah,
So you're
yeah.
actually looking across, whereas it appears that the interface with this one's smack bang in the middle.
It
so
is,
even if you're not fully aware of what's behind it, you're still looking
Catching
at that
it, yeah.
direction.
So then,
It's interesting.
we got the announcement this week as well that Rock Band 4 is going to be compatible with the old instruments. So with all of that in mind, which for you at the moment, if any, appeal to you more, the Rock Band or the Guitar Hero? If you had to pick right now, one or two, or neither, or both, what would be your option?
Probably neither. I just don't think they're my game.
It's fair enough.
I think having actual real guitar experience, I think Guitar Hero would be better for me because it feels more natural for how I've learned to play, or at least that's how it looks like it's going to be.
Yeah.
Whereas I when I was playing the older Guitar Heroes and stuff like that, I found it more awkward to be something like, oh, this is a button rather
Because
than a thing.
you're using your pinky a lot in that one because obviously you have to use all four buttons, whereas this way you could possibly not have to use your pinky quite so much.
Yeah.
Which is always a good thing. I'm going to be both. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to end up getting both.
I know you love these games.
I love these games.
You
and
do.
Part of the fun is learning it as well, so I like
Yeah.
that I'll be able to learn again from Guitar Hero. I've always been a bigger fan of the drums, but I don't know, I can just see myself inevitably getting this game, so there's no point pretending I won't be interested. Talking of games that we might be getting soon, there's been some going gold announcements this week. Not really that much news, but just thought we'd include them because there are a couple of games that have been delayed multiple times recently. So first up, we've got The Witcher 3. Very, very hotly anticipated from several people out there. It's now gone gold ahead of its May 19th release. We had a story last month, I don't think we discussed it on the show, but the senior game designer said that there was over 200 hours of gameplay in this game. Which
195 hours of it are getting collectibles.
Which to me sounds ridiculous. It's like I can't buy a game that's going to take me 200 hours to complete. I don't have the time. But at the same time, I am very intrigued by this game.
I am. I'm exactly in the same position.
The thing going for Witcher 3 is releasing in May.
And there's nothing out in June.
So there's going to be a big summer period of not a lot.
It's only a month before Arkham.
Yeah,
comes
but
out.
my point is...
I do want to see some of the summer.
It's releasing ahead of the summer lull.
Yeah.
So
you've got that.
Rather than afterwards.
Mm.
So there's a period where you might pick up time.
So when you see your family after the summer, like, oh, you don't have much of a tan. It's like, no, I was playing The Witcher all summer.
Exactly.
And that's in November.
Still playing.
Yeah.
No, I don't think I would dare touch this game until I know that I can I think it's going to be one of these games where you can't just jump in and out of either. You've got to be like, this is an investment. This next month, I am playing nothing but this game.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to work.
Yeah.
Sorry, boss, not going to be in today.
Wow.
Is that your
your sick voice? Because you need to make some serious improvements to it.
I don't do.
So learn from me. I'm the expert.
I don't do calling in sick ever.
Of course you don't. You've never had a sick day in your life.
I have, but
There
not
you
for
go,
a long time.
Not in your job now. You like your job now.
Yeah.
Maybe previous jobs.
Too busy to be sick.
Another game we've got gold is finally Project Cars. It's been delayed. Well, we've talked about it on the show a couple of times being delayed, but no more. It's coming out May 8th. Hopefully. I mean, we could still have the dying light distribution problems. But it's gone gold, it's final.
That means either they fixed the final bug that they were taking ages to fix, or they just went stuff it.
Yeah. In other news, Project Cars will also be coming with a day one patch.
Yeah.
But no, along with this announcement, they've also said that there's going to be 110 circuits at 30 different locations.
And that's before any DLC.
And that's what it's shipping with.
Mm.
Which, to me, that sounds like an awful lot. Like,
it is.
Bigger than almost any racing game we've got at the moment.
Yeah, it is.
I'm really excited for this game. You are as well, are you?
Yeah, I am. I'm still more excited for the Formula 1 game.
I'm now kind of
talked
concerned that it's gone a little bit too close to the F1 because I want to get the F1 game. That's like a month difference. And because I don't buy a lot of racing games, I'm almost like,
yeah, I'm like that. I don't
am
buy
I
them
now
all.
not going to get Project Cars because I want the F1 game more at
Same.
the moment, or am I
Same.
going to get both anyway?
That is the correct answer.
Yeah.
You are getting them. Like, Formula 1 is June 12th,
Yeah,
so we have 5 weeks.
yeah.
I think that's enough time. But like, you can get a lot of... Like you said, there's not much games coming out in May. So
No, I'm
playing
still
The
trying to
Witcher,
catch up with my games I bought in November last year. That's
I
why.
I might actually finally open Unity this month. Well, not this month, next month.
I really do want to play this game. I want to experience this game, but I'm like Dan. I'm still more excited for the F1 game, but it's whether I can dedicate enough time to Project Cars around this time.
Well, the game's not going anywhere. Even if you pick it up at the end of the year, it's not going
Yeah,
anywhere.
Yeah,
So,
It's a game I'll play. It's just when I play it.
yeah. I think I probably will be buying it.
yeah. You're welcome, Slightly Mad Studios. That's 3 sales right here.
Yeah, after a few delays.
Moving on then, a couple more items here. Screencheat, which is a game we spoke about a while ago. We're pretty excited for the concept.
It looks so fun.
It is so fun. Well, I say it's so fun. I haven't played it. My friend's played it on PC, and he says it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We are playing this game.
Yes, it is now
Right
coming
now.
to Well, not
Well,
right
not
now.
right now, but right now
Right
I'm
now.
saying we're playing it.
We are
Okay.
gonna.
So it's coming to consoles later this year. It's been confirmed. If anyone's not familiar with it, you'll be seeing kind of some first-person action in the overlay. But what you might not be able to see is that your character is actually invisible to your opponents.
Yeah.
So in order for your opponents to kind of realise where you are and kill you, they have to look at your screen. And that's basically the whole point of this game. You know, it's a really fun way of making your shooter stand out. And it helps that all the areas are kind of colour-coded,
Yeah.
so you can work out where on the map
What area they're
that
in.
area is in.
I think it is just a genius idea for a game.
Yeah.
I do. I think it is just, they're in a red section, so I'll head over there. That's sort of, that statue looks, they're near there, I'll just shoot around that area, and then, you might get them,
I'm basically gonna. The thing is with this game is, if you ever have a one-on-one matchup,
Yeah.
you could just do the ultimate troll, as in like you shoot someone, get the lead, and then just bury your camera against a wall somewhere. And they're never gonna work out where you are. You're welcome for the pro tips as well. So yes, that's very exciting. More to come on that as we find out more. And like Dan said, we'll definitely have to give it a let's play when it comes out.
we will.
Final item this week, a quick trailer that we saw yesterday. Thought we should just bring to everyone's attention because it is something special.
It's pretty big.
It is very big. Godzilla coming to PS3 and PS4. A new gameplay trailer dropped this week. So it's monster versus monster, like in the city. You could be Godzilla or you could be any of the other monsters, apparently, whoever they are. And yeah, what you're seeing is supposed to be PS4 footage, and it looks not great.
It's not.
No,
It does not look good at all.
It's embarrassing.
Is this? I mean, I know games are hard to make, and like I think games, when something like this releases, it shows actually how good other games are.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because these people are obviously still immensely more talented than we are at making video games.
Oh yeah, I'm not denying that.
But they can't make a game look anywhere near as good as some of these games that we see, and it just shows you.
It's like it's basically if you put the Battlefront trailer against this one, and it's just suddenly like,
yeah,
the difference is just so stark and contrasting. It's ridiculous.
this is just another case of why movies should not have video games. There's, like, licensed games are almost never good.
Yeah.
When was the last game you played that was based on a movie that was good? GoldenEye? Has there been one since GoldenEye? I can't think of one.
No.
No. That's the only one that ever jumped out at me. I mean, like, we've had some good licensed games, like South Park.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. But old films.
Yeah.
So yeah, we probably won't have much more on Godzilla as it comes closer to the release, unless it's another slow news week. But
it does look horrendous. Yeah,
it's not the prettiest game we've seen, but we can forget about that now and move on to this week's game releases, and a lot of good games this week. But first up, we'll go with the big release a lot of people are talking about, and that is Mortal Kombat X or Mortal Kombat 10, depending on which way you want to call it. It's a PS4, Xbox One and PC game. Apparently it will still be coming to the old gen consoles later, but we don't know when yet. The latest fighter in the Mortal Kombat series, surprisingly the 10th one.
Really?
But it's probably not, because it's probably...
There has been more.
There's been more,
a lot
but
more.
it's number 10.
Yeah.
We were watching it before, just some of the fatalities. It is as violent as ever, if not more violent, because obviously...
It's possibly one of the most violent, gruesome games I've ever seen.
I think it's one of the most violent things I've ever seen on a screen. Not just games, movies, TV, like out of everything.
It's
even cartoons, anything.
really gory. It's really gruesome.
It's awesome.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
There's nothing more enjoyable than watching a man pull the entire intestines out of someone through their nose.
Yeah, yeah.
So
It does look good.
yeah, and you've got 29 fighters in this game. Each have 3 different kind of move variations, which kind of results in a whole different set of moves and a whole different fatalities. So there's a lot of fatalities and a lot of gore. Interactive environments. Are you going to pick this one up or not, do you think?
I think I might do. I mean, it does look good, and it's been years since I've played a Mortal Kombat game.
Yeah, they've always been considered the more casual fighting game versus say, like a Street Fighter.
Yeah.
But they're obviously still pretty like sophisticated in the buttons. And I'm sure we talked about this a while ago, where fighting games are very deep and complex, but to us we just button mash.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for it. What are you doing?
I'm just looking at that.
You've already watched the trailer.
The finish him.
I'm sure, almost certain that's going to be too loud to record.
Probably, yeah.
It will just come across.
Yeah.
Finish him.
So no, that's anyone looking for their fighting fix this week.
It's a
pretty
you're
good
right.
one
It's
to go
definitely a casual fighter sort of. Yeah.
Kind of easy to learn, difficult to master. Sort of.
Yeah. I like all the special moves and the different effects. It just makes it that much more enjoyable, I think, and it takes me back to I don't even know which Mortal Kombat it was, but we're talking original Nintendo Mortal Kombat. It's really old.
Wow.
Yeah.
GTA 5 for the PC.
PC.
The
PSC.
The PSC. At long last, Dan.
Long last.
Yes.
Those PC gamers have been waiting a while. Is it a game worth waiting for, though?
Well, it's not any different to the other one, so I'm going to say yes.
It is. So,
although I'd have thought most people would probably have got it on console by this point, unless they are PC only.
There's a lot of people that only play games on PC. So
that's what I'm saying. Like PC only players are the only ones left who I'd have thought who wouldn't have picked it up by now.
Well, yeah, it's already. What did we say? Like a couple of shows ago, like over 56 million units sold or something. Something ridiculous like that.
Yeah.
It's probably going to be another 10 on the PC at least.
It came out over a year and a half ago, so PC games are.
Was it really that long? Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It was October.
Yeah.
Yeah, October 2013, wasn't it? Because it was right at the end of a console.
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy.
I know.
Poor PC gamers.
Well, that's it. That's what I was thinking about this morning when I was looking at the notes, and I thought, God, they've really had to wait a long time for this. I don't think I would physically have the patience.
It's fine. Rockstar said they wanted it to last like 10 years. It's only like it's got ages left.
Plus, they've got the 4K visuals on the PC.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I'm a little bit envious of that, I must admit.
Well, get a PC. Nothing stopping you.
Yeah.
But and also another big, the kind of standout feature, I suppose, versus the console ones is the PC version is getting something called GTA Editor, which basically allows you to capture your game footage on the fly and kind of edit it and kind of create cool killing montages and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's quite cool. We won't talk any more about GTA because everyone knows our opinions on it by now, I'd like to think.
I think so.
We talked it to death pretty much.
Yeah.
We Are Doomed is another game this week. Xbox One, PS4. Twin stick shooter, kind of shooting various different shapes, vibrant kind of colour. How would you best explain this game, Dan?
Geometry Wars.
It's pretty fair assessment. Yeah. It looks pretty much like Geometry Wars.
Yeah.
My kind of game, so I'm excited to maybe give it a go. Maybe not quite so Ash's game.
Maybe not.
Just as a quick side note, I realised, or it was pointed out to me last week, that I missed out on a massive troll opportunity on Party Chat.
Did you?
When we were talking about our one game further. Why did I not say Resogun?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh. I'm really disappointed in myself.
Because you've played it to death. And
No, I
you're
haven't.
Sick of it now.
I've changed my mind.
Okay.
Next up, we've got Home, a unique horror adventure for PS4 and Vita. It basically is what it says it is. It is a horror adventure game, 2D art style, described as awakened by an oncoming storm. You open your eyes to discover yourself in a strange dark room tucked away in a house that is not yours. Sounds like me after a Friday night. So basically, Dan, you explained it off camera with quite a good kind of 2D Outlast.
I think that's the vibe it was giving off.
The
That
2D
how the start was
certainly
in the trailer anyway. And it's meant to be quite short though.
Yeah, I've heard it's less than an hour. So if you've got a spare hour, check it out. Let us know in the comments what you think. It sounds reasonably interesting, but whether or not I'll play it remains to be seen. Titan Souls for PS4 and Vita. This is a game that does interest me and excite me.
Yes.
Action adventure, 2D top-down open world game. You are a lone archer in this open world, having to kill 20 giant enemies. The catch being that you only have 1 hour left. You die in one hit, but it's fine because those enemies also die in one hit. But in a certain, you have to find where their weak spot is to hit them.
Yeah. So you get 1 arrow per big monster enemy.
I believe it does come back to you.
Yeah.
The arrow, from what I was seeing from the trailers, but
I don't know if you have to run and go get it kind of thing, or whether you.
Okay.
it's not like once you've shot once, that's it. You just stand there and die. You can recover it, or it does come back to you. But the concept for this sounds very interesting. I don't know what you guys thought of it.
Yeah.
Same. I think it's a really good game, good concept. Bloody hard, I think, is going to be the way forward for this. It's going to be really difficult.
Because like most boss battles and games and so on, it essentially asks you just to spam the shoot button until the boss eventually dies. Yeah. Kind of thing. Whereas this, you got to pick your timing.
It's very tactical, isn't it? This.
It reminds me of Shadow of the Colossus a lot, where it knows when you had to take down the giant, the Colossus. That was kind of, you had to find their weak spot in order to bring them down, and that's the same. And I'm really excited for this game. I didn't really know much about it until I looked for the games this week, but it sounds like one that I would definitely enjoy if I check it out.
I think so. Well, enjoy at first.
Well, yeah, I do also worry that I might need to kind of tie my PS4 controller to my wrist to stop it from kind of
on a bungee.
No, a bungee's a terrible idea. It's going to come back and smash me in the face.
Yeah, which will stop you doing it again.
No.
You realise if you put a wrist strap on, basically all you'll do is.
Yeah, I know. It could be frustrating, but we'll see. A couple more here quickly. We've got Alien Shooter for the Vita. Looks like a perfect Vita game.
Yeah.
It's basically an alien horde shooter. Is easy way to explain it. You'll see from the overlay I'm giving you guys right now, it is pretty chaotic on screen.
It's nuts.
Reminds me almost a little bit of. It's got the kind of same sort of camera angle as like a Hotline Miami, but it kind of reminds me of a bit like a Duke Nukem sort of game.
Yeah.
Just kind of running, gunning, a lot of chaos on the screen.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's a bit like I'm playing Silent Hill Book of something on the Vita at the moment, and it's a little bit like that. It's that sort of top-down, room-to-room killing things, but it's this is just a lot more chaotic than that.
It looks like fun.
It does look like fun, I must admit. Yeah.
Perfect for your Vita and your giant memory card, Ash.
Yeah.
And then the final game, the best till last, Goat Simulator for the Xbox One. The greatest simulator ever, latest in goat simulation technology. physics-based game. You basically are a goat who just has to cause as much destruction as possible. If you've ever wanted to be a goat, this is the game for you, hands down.
Just lets you live the dream.
It is.
Is that what you say?
Basically. Well, if that's the dream, it's more like up there. I've seen lots of videos of it.
Yeah.
It always looked very funny, and I will inevitably check it out now that I can on the Xbox.
Yeah.
And Ash?
Yeah, I think so, definitely.
On the Xbox.
Yeah.
And Dan?
Yeah.
It's the last stuff.
Yeah.
I had to bookend it. Anyway, for anyone that's like watching for the first time, probably has no idea what we're talking about, but Dan doesn't have an Xbox One, so yet he will basically inevitably either cave to buy it to shut us up, or one day we're just going to have his glass or something just thrown at us. Either way,
I nearly bought one yesterday because I was looking at Amazon, but then I realised that the Master Chief Collection thing with it was a download one, and I was like 80 gig.
Yeah.
It's like no.
Nah.
So it was much cheaper to buy the one with the digital version.
Yeah, well, any bundles now come with the code, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So,
but I was like, there's no way I'm getting an 80 gig download game.
I'm not keen on.
Our internet speeds, that will basically take me till the end of the year.
it's not that. It'd be like, yeah, but I know what you mean. It'd be a good couple of days. And you're like us. We like having the physical copy.
I do. I like it on the shelf. Yeah.
But no, that's the way you've got to do it. That's the way you've got to just buy it and not tell us. And then when we inevitably rip it on you, you could just be like,
you'll be like, I got one.
Shut up.
Boom.
Yeah,
the most impressive thing on that is
I-
sneaking it into the room.
Yeah.
The problem I know is going to happen is I'm going to buy the Xbox One and then he's going to shift things to the Vita.
Well, I wasn't going to, but now I might.
Yeah, that's a good plan.
Right. Anyway, let's round this out. What's your pick for this week on the video game front?
It's a tough one actually, because I really want to test out Mortal Kombat because it's been a long time, but then I'm really keen on Alien Shooter. So I think for the first time ever, I'm actually going to have to go with two games. One.
Whoa!
No,
Who said you can do that?
Hang on, because I've got different consoles. So I'm going to go for Mortal Kombat on the PS4, and I'll go for Alien Shooter on my Vita.
You're going to get Goat Simulator on your Xbox One as well while you're at it.
Nah, not this week.
Don't know how I feel about multiple options.
Well, it's
But
because
there you go.
I need
That's fine.
different games for different days, different rooms. The Vita in bed and travelling, and then PS4 at home.
Okay. Dan?
I'm liking Titan Souls. It's like, it intrigues me. And I think that intrigue is more than like my want of playing a fighting game, which would be Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, Mortal Kombat looks really good. The reality is, I've never been the biggest fighter, so I'd probably play it for like an hour. I'd be like, yeah, this is fun, and then probably never play it again.
Would you get that on the PS4 or the Vita? I think I've got a Vita.
It's not on the Vita, is it? Smart ass. You mean Xbox
Titan
One?
Souls.
Oh, Titan Souls. I thought you were talking about Mortal Kombat.
No.
I'm also going to go with Titan Souls though, on PS4 and Vita, just because I can.
Is there cross-buy?
It is a cross-buy, so no excuse.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it. Good picks, good games this week. Make sure you go and check out a couple of those because it's definitely a good week for video games. Let us know in the comments down below about any of the games if you have checked them out, what you think of them, or how excited you are for Star Wars or the new Guitar Hero, all the stuff that we talked about today. Also, subscribe to our channel so you can keep up to date with all of the weekly news and then reviews and other mindless chats that we do on a weekly basis. But for now, Dan. Ash. So we've only been doing this for 43 weeks.
I'm Ash. He's Dan.
Ash, Dan. Thank you for your time.
Cheers,
I'm
guys.
Matt. And we'll see you all next Monday.